Hi, I'm Tiffany Raspberry. I'm here to talk to you guys today about Landmark Company LLC's possible new HR programs that implement in the year 2020. First thing I did was conduct a SWOT analysis. Our strengths are identified as the 50% GP growth, promotion from within, supportive and innovative management. Our weaknesses, that we need some new talent. We don't have a very established reputation since we've only been here for 3 years. We do have a high turnover rate. Opportunities, we could possibly outsource our help call center. We can introduce new services with subscriptions and licensing agreements. And we want to implement benefits to attract talent. Our threats are poor customer service, new competitors, and we are currently unprepared for how fast we are growing. So we're going to use analytics to improve turnover, absenteeism, talent management, production, outsourcing, and employee benefits. The data measurement that I used was mechanical, which is statistical, and that's individual measurements, ability tests, aptitude assessments, knowledge inventories. We combine all of these scores and predict our outcomes. Judgmental are purely estimates, market trends, performance weights, and estimated growth. So we look at both of these, we combine them to predict our future outcomes. So how was the data collected? I collected data internally: payroll, cost of hiring, training and separation costs, GP dollars, sales. We collect data externally via market trends, estimated growth of our sector, and many other important tasks. We made the final decisions based on both data. One thing we can look at is the annual opportunity cost from high turnover regarding programmers. We look at our programmers because, frankly, they are pretty important to our software company. And as you can see with Landmark in the green and the industry average in the purple, we fall short with annual turnover and normal number of programmers that separate. So ours are actually pretty high, a lot higher than industry average, even though we're competitive with our annual salary and the cost per programmer that separates. So what we can take from this is that our opportunity cost regarding turnover, with only 50 employees, our turnover is way too high. And I know I was projecting this for the 100 employees for the 2020 year. Landmark's turnover is currently costing an estimated $900,000, and the industry average is $450,000. We need to come up with a plan to get back to industry average or be competitive. So how do we decrease turnover and attract new talent? Studies show skilled talent are interested in benefits. As you can see on the chart, when I pulled the 50 current employees of Landmark, 50% of them prefer a virtual or workspace telecommuting or flex time program. Then we go to 20% profit sharing or 401k, 20% vacation or sick days, and a 10% insurance. We are a small company, so insurance may have to be put off into the future, but the rest of them we can take a look at. So which programs do we choose? We analyze our gross profits, analyze our market share projected growth, analyze how many more green employees versus skilled employees do we need to bring in order to keep up with growth and technological advancement. And then we can analyze the possibility of outsourcing our help desk in order to save on payroll and overtime. So here we have our sales, gross profit, and net profit. I went back to 2017 when the company first started, and then I forecasted into 2020. We've had steady growth, no dips. You can see that there's a 60% sales growth expected in 2020, a 60% GP growth expected in 2020, and 56% growth expected in net profits alone in 2020. So, profit sharing is managed by Fidelity and Landmark LLC together. There would be zero contribution from employees. It would be up to the company on what to contribute, but the average is around 5% of profit starting in 2020, and the percentage will vary every year depending on growth. Employees are vested 50% after 3 years, and then after 7 years, they are fully invested, which that means that it should increase retention of talent, less turnover, and also acquisition of new talent, because a profit sharing program is very hard to come by. Statistics will also show that this will increase productivity, sales, morale, and reduce the turnover for Landmark LLC. This will also establish Landmark LLC in the current software market as the place to work because we care and invest in our own employees. So how else can we free up money? We're expected to grow, but with growth requires more employees, that includes cost. Now, how we can save money is the possible outsourcing of the in-house software support center. Employees are complaining about overtime. Our overtime costs are high. Skilled workers are required for software support, and they require higher salaries. We need more skilled workers in order to grow the technological field. Temporary workers require a higher hourly wage as well. And then the part-time employees can be hired, but then we have to train them, and they have a high turnover rate. So we try to not touch the bottom two if we can. So here's the calculations in order to decide if we need to do in-house or outsource to our call center. So same number of agents, we have different costs per hour, but what you can notice is that if we keep it in-house, we have office, telecom, overhead expenses, then we have management expenses. So as you can see, based on this slide, we would save $9,200 a month to outsource. So another thing that we can focus on is absenteeism. You can look at the chart, and most people were absent because they were exhausted, not because of sickness. So let's say our absenteeism costs. We have the average absence rate 3% annually. That's 1,960 hours per employee, 50 employees, 2,940 hours lost. Cost of employee benefits lost, 15% of wages, but absent employees are not paid, so that's really not taken into account. So as you can see, our part-time, 50% are gone, admin 20, programmers 25, management 5%, and on down. We take that average hourly wage and then we weight it. So $22.95 is the average. Multiply that by the 2,940 hours. We have a $66,297 cost annually that we're missing. So how do we remedy that? 30% are tardy due to traffic. So we can possibly implement a work from home program for programmers and some admin employees. Flex time for programmers and admin employees due to growth in different time zones. This is also necessary in order to combat East-West Coast time constraints. This will also cut down on electricity and other overhead opportunities at the office. 35% of employees are absent due to exhaustion. This could be caused from overtime, too much screen time exposure, long commute due to traffic, turnover and training new hires. We all know that's pretty exhausting and costly. So the remedies: we can hire part-time employees. We can definitely outsource the support calls to the call center, break up that overtime. We can implement a mandatory 15-minute breaks with stretching exercises or a walking break twice per day. That will get them up and out of their seat, give them a little break, and help with the eye strain. And we can implement flex time or work from home programs. So in conclusion, due to our projected growth, we can implement several new problems that will attract new talent, retain existing talent, decrease absenteeism, increase profitability of production, create a virtual office flex time opportunity, attract new talent, and flex time will allow us to penetrate new markets and locations, and we can free up capital with outsourcing our help and call center. And if you have any questions, please feel free to have them now or contact me at tjrasberry@gmail.com. Thank you and have a great day.